Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon here, welcome back to another Pokemon team builder for you guys, and the long awaited Gen 2 one is finally here. We're going to be going through a team starting with Feraligatr. Now Gen 2 for me was by far the hardest for me so far. I never got a chance to play Gen 2 when I drank it. Like I said, I started on Gen 3, and then when Heart Gold Soul Silver came around I didn't actually have enough money to get it at the time, so it came later on for me to actually play through Gen 2. But nonetheless, I do have a team for you here, guys. Quick disclaimer before we get the video underway that it is an opinion-based team. It's just a team that I use to get through the game. If you want to change Pokemon, moves, natures, anything like that, by all means go ahead. It's your journey through Gen 2. But without further ado, let's get on with today's video. Here's something I thought I'd add quickly before we get today's team underway, and that's HM slaves. So many people ask me often, what about HMs? What about Cut, Strength, Surf, all the good ones, you know? Where do you use them? I don't see them on the team. And what I reply always is I use HM slaves. So here are the 3 Pokemon I used in this team builder to get me through the game with my HMs. You need Cut to get through Ilex Forest. So I got a Sentret to do just that. Then I went and caught a Tentacle just to use Surf until we got to Lake of Rage, where I caught the Red Gyarados to be my HM slave. Now the Red Gyarados is perfect for using Surf, Strength, Rock Smash and Whirlpool. And most people think it's a waste, but you know, it did the job perfectly. It was able to use all 4 that I didn't have on any of the other mons, and I couldn't be asked to go out and find different Pokemon, so it did the job perfectly. If you want to use the Red Gyarados in your team, by all means go ahead and do so. You can catch a normal Gyarados just for your HM slave. There you can obtain them later on in the game, unless you want to do a Magikarp and train it up. It's entirely up to you. They're just the 3 Pokemon that I used as HM slaves to get me through the game. But further ado, guys, let's go on with today's team. Now on to the first team member of this team builder. Of course we need who it's going to be based around, and that is of course Feraligatr, as I said earlier. A very solid starter Pokemon, and actually probably my favourite of all the Johto styles. Probably why I always start with Feraligatr. I'm a massive fan of like reptiles and crocodiles. I think they're absolutely cool, and Feraligatr is no different. I'm a massive fan of the water type, and he's a beast in game as well. With the moveset of Waterfall Crunch, Ice Fang and Super Power, he can definitely pack a punch going through game. Adamant nature, with his stats are very high, surprisingly high defense of 100, so he can take a physical attack with an attack stat of 105 as well. It hits like an absolute tank. At speed isn't so great. Many people might want to go for the jolly nature because of his speed not being all that. But again, like I say, with it being in-game and in an in-game team, you're not really going to be worrying that too much about speed ties. If you are on par or over leveled slightly for going through the game, you should be alright. With the moveset, like I said, Waterfall Crunch, Ice Fang and Super Power, you got Waterfall Stab. Crunch is there just for coverage, and it's a good attacking move. Ice Fang for those pesky grass types, and Super Power there because it's a strong move and it's good to have on the Feraligatr. With Gen 2 coming in, the evolutions changed a little bit by levels. So you get Totodile and you get a Croconaw level 18, and then it's a Feraligatr by level 30. So it's actually quite early on that you've already got a Feraligatr, and it definitely packs a punch when you get it. It's a great Pokemon. I love it. It's my favourite Johto starter. It's Feraligatr. On to the second team member now, you guys. We have Ampharos. Now, definitely a very good member of the team to use, a very balanced mon that a lot of people like. It's a fan favourite going through Gen 2. I love its design. I don't know why. It's one of those designs where Mareep always looked really cute, and then Fluffy was there. He's pink and cuddly, and then you got this monster is Ampharos, and with the added Mega Evolution, obviously in 6th gen, the Dragon typing. You guys know Dragon's my favourite type, and my love for Ampharos went up even more. Moveset: Thunderbolt, Rock Gem, Signal Beam, Focus Blast. Another robust and useful moveset, definitely to have. He learns these moves which are very useful indeed, with a modest nature. Again, its speed is its worst at 55. I wouldn't go with the timid nature because in all honesty it's not going to help you out that much. Most things are going to outspeed him on late game, and especially taking on the Kanto gym leaders as well. This team, like I didn't say before, this team is going through all the way to red as well, so that's why some Pokemon are also a little bit late game, so don't put off by that. This is definitely a team that I used up all until red as well. Its stats, they're very average and very high average in terms of what you use them for. HP is 95, always nice, near 100, that's good HP. Defense is at 85 and 90, you're not going to worry about attack, you should be using a special attacker when it comes to Ampharos. 85 and 90 are pretty good. Like I said, its speed isn't the best thing, and it's what it lets it down a little bit. When in terms of evolution, again, it's really early, I think, for me, for a 3-stage evolution. 15 then 30, which I think is really good. It really helps out with the game and the balance of it. It's never at a time in the game where you're struggling with it. It's a very good one to have throughout the game, and it will come in and help you a lot, especially with gym leaders like Chuck, the one that springs to mind. took out Chuck's Poliwrath in one shot for me, which was absolutely amazing. That just sticks in my mind for some reason. But it's definitely a very good mon to have on the team. I highly recommend you use one if you haven't already. But the second team member, you guys, is Ampharos. Now onto the third team member, you guys. We have Vileplume. Now a surprising member to the team for me. I was struggling when it comes to a grass type of what to pick because of dual typings. You guys know I don't like having dual typings in game. So we decided to go for the grass poison type Vileplume. Now the only downside I'd say to have this is the moveset Toxic Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb, Moonlight. And the only way to get the Moonlight is on your Gloom, and you have to wait till I think in the 40s until it gets it. And then I actually generally did that. I waited until he learnt it until I evolved it, and it was a pain in the ass, I will admit. But then when it comes to red, I actually was able to Toxic Stall out his Blastoise, which was actually quite amusing while fighting him. And the fact that Moonlight, you know what, I trained so hard to get it and I wasn't using it that much, and I was thinking I waited so long to use it, I've got to try and use it. And I thought, screw it, I'm going to use it against red, and I actually used it against his Blastoise, and actually Toxic Stalled out his Blastoise with some energy balls and spam healing, and it was quite funny to watch. But I've always really liked Vileplume. I love its design. It's a good mon all round. 110 base special attack for me, that's pretty bloody good. And the rest of the stats, again, the speed, another Pokemon with not the best speed, it is going to get outsped. But its defenses, you know, 90 special defense, 85 defense, and 75 HP. Then they're not terrible. This thing can take a hit. It definitely can, and obviously with the Toxic and the Stall, you can take hits, you can heal up, and their damage will keep going down and down and down. And with the Energy Ball and Sludge Bomb for stab moves, it definitely does the work. It was a pain in the ass for me to get in the ROM hacks because you can only get Oddish and Ilex Forest at night, so I actually had to mess around with some computer settings to change the game for it was at night for me to actually catch an Oddish. It was a pain in the ass, but it was worth it in the end. It was a very valid team member in my opinion. If you haven't used a Vileplume in any generation, I strongly recommend you go and do so. Just try it out. I really liked it growing up, and it's still as good as it is today than it was back then. So third team member is Vileplume. On to the fourth team member, you guys. We have Ninetales. Unfortunately, it is a version exclusive to Soul Silver. I'll get into Heart Gold in a minute, but let's quickly go through Ninetales. Now, this thing, with this moveset, swept so many Kanto gym leaders for me. That Nasty Plot, Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Extra Sentry, a lot of coverage, and it just does so much work. It helped out so much. I can't explain how well it did in-game for me this time round. 100 base speed, finally we have a mon that's relatively quick. 100 special defense, surprisingly its special defense is the same as its speed. 81 special attack, modest obviously increases that to even more, so it does even well. And then the defense and HP around average, you're not going to worry about that attack because you want it to be a special attacker. Now of course, if you are playing through Heart Gold, you're not going to be able to attain this unless you trade. And obviously I don't do anything like that trading wise because it can be a pain in the arse. So the alternative is Arcanine, and for me I go Adamant with Flare Blitz, Crunch, Extreme Speed, Iron Tail. Flare Blitz stab, it hits hard, it's 120 base move. Crunch is just there for GP. Extreme Speed is good base power and priority, and Iron Tail for the rock types. Arcanine is also a great one. If you guys haven't ever used an Arcanine, you really do need to. Same with Ninetales. If you never used the Ninetales, you definitely need to. You need to try them both out because they're both just as good as each other in the same field. One's an amazing special attacker, one's an amazing physical attacker. For this game, because I was playing the ROM hack, I actually got the choice of either because you can actually catch both in the ROM hack. I decided to go with Ninetales in the end just because it was my general first pick. But they were both, I did get a chance to use an Arcanine when I played through the game again. They're both great, definitely use both of them. Ninetales was extremely good for me in game. There's so many sets you can use with it as well. A lot of people like to run the Drought Solar Beam or the Sunny Day Solar Beam set as well. So many different things that you can run. Change it up, get your own, what you feel is best for you. It's a great mod, highly recommend you use it if you haven't already. It's the fourth team member, it's Ninetales. Our fifth team member for this team builder, we actually have Jynx. Now this one was it was a surprising one for me because I've actually never used a Jynx in game, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go and just see if it works. And by golly, did this thing put in the absolute finest against Claire. She wrecked Claire. I was able to get hold of Calm Mind and Psychic and Ice Beam and all of that good shit. Able to get hold of it all, and she dealt with Claire like that. I got a couple Carmines up. They didn't go for physical attacks. Luckily, I think it was a Dragonair trying to T-wave me, and I just kept healing and healing and healing, and I think I just one-shot it in the end with an Ice Beam and absolutely annihilated it. But this thing put in so much work for me. With the Carmine Shadow Ball Psychic Ice Beam, it's a very unique. Well, it's not unique. It's a very. I was going to say it's a very standard Jynx set to run. The Carmine to get up the special defense and the special attack. Special defense is really good. If I had bulk up, no, actually bulk up with crap because it's not a physical attacker. But yeah, when it comes to the stats, you do not want to be taking any physical attacks at all. It's got base 35 defense. That's terrible. It is definitely terrible. HP wise, it's only got 65. Attack, do not worry about attack. You're not going to be wanting a physical Jynx anytime soon. Special defense isn't too bad at 95, and again speed at 95 with a modest nature. But base 115 special attack is nothing to laugh about. It definitely puts in the finest of work, and it was definitely worth the wait. You don't get it until the Icy Cave, which is just before the 8th gym. But like I said, it put a lot of work in with Claire, and it helped me a lot going through Kanto. And you know, all this team was absolutely amazing through Kanto. We absolutely blitzed through Kanto so quickly, and then annihilated Red with a nice and powerful 6-0. But like I said, Jynx has surprised me. It was just that I was thinking, oh, I need different typings, and I need to try stuff that I don't like dual typings. And then bang, Psychic Ice, Jynx. Let's try it out, and it did the absolute finest. If you haven't tried Jynx in game, I highly recommend you do. It's so fun to use, just like any of this team. 5th team member is Jynx. Now on to the final team member, you guys. We have the OG Dragon itself. We have Dragonite. Now a lot of people think that I don't like Dragonite, with Salamence being my favourite, and Dragonite being its most, it's probably its nearest rival of being Dragon and Flying as well. Obviously Flygon comes into that mix as well somewhere around because they're both 3rd gen, but its main rival is Dragonite, and people think that I have a strong dislike for Dragonite, but I really don't. This thing is a bloody monster, and it takes absolute lives. Dragon Claw, Fly, Dragon Dance, and Earthquake. Earthquake just because I didn't have an Earthquake user, and I'm not wasting the Earthquake TM. Someone needs to have it, and Dragonite is perfect for it. Couple Dragon Dances, people die. I swept Lance with Dragonite. Of course, obviously with level wise, I was able to have a Dragonite before Lance. I swept Lance with the Dragonite. I think I got 2 Dragon Dances up, and it was GG. It was over. Everything just died. Everything just completely died. Have a look at its stats. I went Adamant Nature. It's got 134 base attack. Adamant Nature, that's some damn high attack. 91 HP, 95 defense. Can't remember, it's a pseudo legendary. It's still got 100 base special attack, 100 special defense. Its lowest stat is its speed, which is still 80. Isn't terrible. If you guys want to go with the Jolly Nature, go with the Jolly Nature. With obviously evolution, you got Dratini at the base level. To get a Dratini, I waited until after I fought Lugia, and then you go back to the Dragon's Den and you actually gifted a Dratini. That's how I got mine. Or with the hack, I was actually drifted a Dragonair. I think in Heart Gold Soul Silver you are given a Dratini, but in the hacks I was given a Dragonair, so it skipped a bit. But you get Dratini, level 30 Dragonair, and then level 55 you will get the powerful Dragonite. And this thing put in, like I said, the absolute finest. It was a massive team member. It's my flyer as well, so it comes in handy for getting around both the regions. It's an absolute monster. If you guys haven't used a Dragonite, you definitely need to. You guys know how much I love my dragons, and Dragonite is definitely one that, you know, it may be the counterpart to Salamence, but still an absolute monster. I absolutely love Dragonite. It's the final team member for this team builder, Dragonite. So there you have it, guys. That is our Gen 2 team builder based around, of course, Feraligatr, with the added Pokemon of Ampharos, Vileplume, Ninetales, Jynx, and Dragonite. Now again, this team was a team that got me through the entire Johto and Kanto regions, and also was able to beat Red, a nice powerful 6-0 like I said before. Of course, I'd like to thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for everyone for being so patient with me. Obviously with the computer troubles, I had to play through the entire game again, which, you know, getting through 2 regions and training up for Red is quite a hefty task, and also working full time and trying to have a social life and do everything. It definitely was a pain in the ass, but I did get it done for you guys. I'd like I said, thank you all so much for your patience. I'd also like to thank everyone. We recently hit 2,500 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. Fingers crossed, something like Team Builder and maybe the brand new series coming very soon. will push us towards 3k for the end of the year. I'd love to hit 3k by the end of the year, so if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more team builders, of course. Check out the playlist in the description of other team builds that we've done. We've got more of them coming way. We've still got plenty more to go, and I will continue to enjoy to bring them to you. Like I said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Let me know what changes you made to the team, what teams you like to use through Generation 2. With that said, I'm going to get out of here, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace!